I'll never forget the night that changed everything for me. It was June of 2018. My best friend, Sarah, was celebrating her bachelorette party in Nashville, Tennessee. The air was hot, sticky with summer, and the bar was alive with laughter, neon lights, and the sound of country music spilling from the stage. We were all dressed up. The girls wore glittery dresses, heels clicking against the wooden floorboards, and I had squeezed myself into a black maxi dress that was supposed to be slimming. I already felt like I was hiding, like I was praying no one would notice how much space I took up. And then it happened. We lined up for a group photo, one of those everybody squeeze in pictures that get plastered all over Instagram. I shuffled to the side, trying to wedge myself in, but one of the bridesmaids, without even looking at me, gently placed her hand on my arm and whispered, "Maybe sit this one out, hun. We can't all fit in." My heart stopped. I nodded, pretending it didn't matter. I laughed it off like it was fine. But as the girls threw their arms around each other and posed for the camera, I stood off to the side, clutching my clutch bag so tightly my knuckles turned white. When I saw the photo later, all of them glowing, beautiful, happy, and me, nowhere to be found. It broke something inside of me. I wasn't just missing from the picture. I was missing from my own life. And in that moment, I told myself, if I can control my mind, truly control it, then my weight loss is only a matter of time. My name is Amanda Johnson. I'm 34 years old now, and I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. I grew up in a pretty normal middle-class family. My dad worked in construction, my mom was a nurse, and we weren't poor, but money was always tight. Food in our family was love. Fried chicken on Sundays, biscuits with gravy, Little Debbie snacks in the lunch boxes. I learned early on to soothe myself with food. By high school, I was already overweight. By the time I graduated, I was 230 pounds. In my 20s, things only got worse. I worked long shifts as a customer service rep, often sitting at a desk for 9 or 10 hours a day. I ate fast food almost daily. McDonald's breakfast on the way to work, Chick-fil-A at lunch, Domino's or Taco Bell for dinner. On weekends, I'd order pizza and binge-watch shows, barely moving from my couch. I avoided mirrors, avoided photos. My friends would tag me on Facebook, and I'd untag myself immediately. By 2017, I weighed 285 pounds. I wore a size 24. My blood pressure was high, my knees ached constantly, and my doctor told me I was pre-diabetic. But even more than the physical pain was the loneliness. I felt invisible. Or worse, like people saw me but wished they didn't. Dating? Forget it. I avoided it completely. I convinced myself nobody would want me like this. So when that bridesmaid whispered, "Maybe sit this one out," it wasn't new. It was confirmation of everything I already believed about myself. The next morning after the bachelorette party, I woke up in my hotel room with mascara smudged across my pillowcase. I felt hungover, even though I hadn't even had that much to drink. The heaviness wasn't from alcohol. It was from shame. I looked at myself in the bathroom mirror. Puffy face, tired eyes, dress crumpled on the floor. And for the first time, I really saw myself. Not just my body, but my sadness. Later that week, back in Knoxville, I went to my doctor for a checkup. Dr. Patel, who'd been my physician for years, pulled up my latest lab results. She sighed, then looked me straight in the eyes. "Amanda, your blood sugar levels are worse. You're officially at risk for type 2 diabetes. Your cholesterol is high, your blood pressure is high, and if you keep going this way, we're looking at serious heart problems down the road." She didn't say it harshly, but it hit me harder than anything I'd ever heard. I remember gripping the edge of the exam table so tightly my hands hurt. My mind was racing. I was only 28 at the time, 28, and I was already staring down diabetes, maybe a heart attack before 40. Driving home that day, tears blurred my vision. I thought about my mom, how she used to worry about her patients, the ones who ignored the warnings until it was too late. And here I was, becoming one of them. That night, sitting on my bed in my tiny apartment, I opened my laptop and stared at a blank Google search bar. I typed, "How to lose weight when you've failed 100 times," because that's what it felt like. I'd tried before: Weight Watchers, keto, juice cleanses, slim fast shakes. Every time I'd lose 20 pounds, then gain back 30. I didn't trust myself anymore. But I made a promise to myself that night. This time, I'd change. This time, I'd do it differently. No shortcuts, no crash diets. I'd figure it out, step by step, day by day. And I whispered it out loud like a prayer. I don't want to disappear anymore. I want to be in the picture. I started small. The first thing I did was buy a notebook, a cheap spiral-bound one from Walmart, and I wrote day 1 at the top of the page. I weighed myself, 285.6 pounds. I wrote it down. That day, instead of grabbing McDonald's, I made scrambled eggs at home. Instead of a Coke, I drank water. It sounds tiny, but for me, it was monumental. The cravings, though. Oh, they were brutal. By 2 p.m., my body was screaming for sugar. I wanted chips, cookies, anything. My head pounded. My mood swung wildly. I felt like a toddler being denied candy. The gym was even worse. I signed up at Planet Fitness, the $10 a month deal, and I'll never forget walking in that first night. Everyone looked so confident, so strong, so fit. And there I was, in oversized leggings and a baggy t-shirt, red-faced just from climbing the stairs to the treadmill. I lasted 12 minutes. 12. I walked at 2.5 MESAF, sweating like I'd run a marathon. I left embarrassed, convinced everyone was staring at me. But I wrote it down in my notebook anyway. 12 minutes, treadmill, sweating buckets, survived. And slowly, painfully, I kept going. 2 weeks later, I'd lost 6 pounds, 279.4. It didn't feel like much, but when I put on a pair of jeans, I noticed they weren't quite as tight. That tiny bit of space was like hope made visible. I started meal prepping. Chicken, rice, broccoli, nothing fancy. I downloaded MyFitnessPal and logged everything, every bite. I joined a Facebook group for women losing weight, and for the first time, I didn't feel so alone. But it wasn't all progress. Some nights I broke down crying, eating a pint of ice cream in the dark. Some mornings I skipped workouts because I felt worthless. Still, something was different this time. Because instead of quitting completely, I wrote it down. I faced it. I forgave myself. And I started again the next day. By month 3, something shifted. I remember the exact moment. I was climbing the stairs to my apartment, the same stairs that used to leave me wheezing, clutching the railing. But that day, halfway up, I realized I wasn't winded. I stopped mid-step and just stood there, grinning like an idiot. I could breathe. I wasn't drowning in my own body anymore. By then, I'd lost 25 pounds, down to 260. My jeans fit looser. I had energy in the mornings. People at work started noticing, asking, "Amanda, are you losing weight?" Every morning, I created a routine. Drink water as soon as I woke up. Write my weight in the notebook. Do a 20-minute walk before breakfast. Take a supplement before eating, something I'd researched, something that gave me surprising energy and curbed my cravings. It became my ritual. The biggest breakthrough wasn't physical, though. It was mental. One night, instead of scrolling Instagram and hating myself for not looking like fitness influencers, I looked in the mirror and whispered, "I'm proud of you." It felt strange, but also powerful, because for the first time, I believed it. By the end of year 1, I had lost 72 pounds. I went from 285 to 213. My clothing size dropped from 24 to 16. At my annual checkup, Dr. Patel smiled at my chart. "Amanda, your blood pressure is normal. Your cholesterol is down. Your blood sugar, back in the safe range. Keep going." I cried in her office, not from sadness, but from relief. One of my proudest moments came at my cousin Emily's wedding. I wore a navy blue dress, size 14, and for the first time in years, I didn't hide from the camera. I stood right in the middle of the group photos, chin up, smiling so hard my cheeks ached. And when I saw the photos later, I didn't cringe. I didn't untag myself. I thought, that's me. That's really me. Eventually, the number on the scale hit 180, then 170. And finally, after 2 years, I reached 105 pounds lost, from 285 to 180. I could jog a full mile without stopping. I could hike with my friends. I even joined a local 5K charity run and finished it. Not fast, but I finished. The girl who once hid from photos was now running across a finish line, arms raised. Looking back, I don't hate the old me. For a long time, I did. I felt ashamed of her. But now, I see her differently. She wasn't lazy, she wasn't weak, she was hurting. And she used food to survive the pain. If I could talk to her now, I'd say, "You're stronger than you know. Just keep going. Every step counts." I learned that discipline beats motivation. Motivation fades. Discipline keeps you moving. I learned that perfection doesn't matter. Consistency does. And I wrote it all down. Every meal, every workout, every setback, every victory. I kept that notebook like a lifeline. Because I never want to forget where I came from. Today I weigh 180 pounds. I've maintained that loss for over 2 years. But more importantly, I've gained so much. Confidence, health, freedom. I take morning walks while the sun rises, listening to music and smiling at strangers. I play with my nieces and nephews without getting winded. I travel, I dance, I live, without hiding, without apologizing. And yes, I take pictures, lots of them. If you're listening to this and you feel stuck, invisible, hopeless, I promise you, change is possible. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to take one small step, then another, and another. It will be hard. You will doubt yourself. You will fall down. But every time you get back up, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than the voice that says, quit. If I can do it, a 285-pound woman who once sat out of group photos because she thought she didn't belong, then you can too. Because you do belong. In the photo, in the room, in your own life. So take the step. Start today. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it doesn't exist. The only moment that matters is the one you're in right now. And remember this, lasting change starts with mastering your mind, eating smart, moving daily, and yes, using the right tools, even supplements to support you. That's why we created WeightLossSpeech.com, packed with science-backed diet plans, powerful workouts, and proven supplement tips to help you reach your goals faster. Thank you for listening to my story. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more true transformation stories. And wherever you are right now, please remember, you are not invisible. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to take your place back.